All right. We're live again. I'm sorry about the break in transmission. I don't know, something just happened to my system. So here's where we stopped. Actually, here's where we stopped. Here's where we stopped. Um, so let's get this fixed. So I noticed that this, and this are on different. What's the word? They're not together. They're supposed to be in the same container. So I noticed that there's a nav here that we're supposed to move. So I'm putting this supposed to move down here, and this div is supposed to be under it, I believe. Yeah. So now we have all of this in the same line. So I mean, this is our reference, right? So I noticed that the colors are not the right colors we want, so it's probably a typo error. So I'm just going to look for where we are um mapping traits, and I can see that we didn't call this the right way. This should be gray. All right, that should be there. Then there should be spacing in between all of these guys. So I'm just going to find out why the spacing isn't accurate. Do that in a minute. In a minute. Okay. So let me get back here. Let me get back here so that I have okay. So I'm going to start checking. So I know that there's a div here, which is this, and there is a let me take this space out. This is a menu item which we're not um focused on. But let's see if it's hidden. Okay, so it's actually hidden, which is good. The live items. So we have three items, right? Yeah, three items. So I'm looking for the parent div, which is this, and I'm checking why justify is spelled in JUSTIFY, justify center. Yeah, so we have all of this centered right now. Finding out why this is not spanned to this side. Um, let me check my right here. Flex items, relative item center. The divide between justify center. The width should be full. Right. I think we need another div here. We need another div here. We need another div here. Just come and pick that div over here. And for this div, yeah, give a class name. Flex item center flex one. So yeah, that flexes everything. On medium screen and above, want it to be absolute md insert y0 md left 0. Okay, cancel that. Yeah, so we have that div. We have this child div here. Then those are two extra divs one extra div that we just added. Now that div is supposed to actually hold for just the logo. So I'm just going to duplicate. Where's the logo? This is the logo. I'm just going to duplicate this div here, duplicate this and delete this one here. All right, amazing. So this div is for this, the container for this. This is for the popover. This is for mapping through everything, and this is for. Let me zoom out a bit. Um, and this is for the login. So now we have what we have here looks more identical to this. All right, except I can see a shadow here which is not popping out. So I'm going to check why that is not happening. So we have a um rounded is this rounded. So just basically fixing typos, right? So now we can see that the shadow is popping up. All right, so I think we are somewhat done with the navbar. We have put, okay, we're not completely done. We are focusing, we're trying to finish up on the mobile view, how the mobile view looks. And we're going to say class name. Have we added this already? This is for the login, right? Yeah, this is for the login. This is for the login. So say class name is equals to block for which should be full. Padding inline should be 5. Padding margin should be 3. Text should be center. Font should be medium. Text color should be green 600. Background should be gray 50. Then hover BG gray 100. Um, so then we just have our text says login. So I'm going to show us what this would look like. I'm going to call it specs mobile view. Click on this. Then we have, okay, this looks messed up. I think some divs are off. So let's go back. There's something we're supposed to add. There's something we're supposed to add, and that is a transition element. A transition element here. Transition, let's close it so we don't get errors as fragments. Yes, that's important from React. Our enter duration, our enter configuration should be duration 450 is out. Um, yeah, that does it. Should enter from opacity 0, scale 95. It should enter to opacity 100, scale 100. It should leave at duration 100, and it should ease in the transition effect. Then it should leave from opacity 100, scale should scale up to 100. Then it should leave to opacity 0 and scale to 95. Okay, now this transition is imported from headless UI. Okay, we don't have that there already, so I'm just going to get this here, headless UI. If you installed the package earlier, you should have it. Close this, then it should actually close here. Close here. Okay, now we have to find out why this is not popping out. Why this is not popping out? Why the nav items are not showing? So we have to look for where we are iterating through everything, which is this. Px should be 3. Checking through the stylings. Let me just put a, okay, let me delete this. Let me put a random variable here. That didn't still pop up. checking through our divs and seeing, okay, we have our login here. We have this pop over here, this close button. We have the logo here. So let me just check why that's not popping up. I think we're just missing some divs over here. Okay. Yeah, we're actually just missing some divs over here. We should have a div here. So let me just close all the divs and see what we're missing out on. Okay. We should have a div here actually. Um, and the div should actually cover the image. I think that's the only mistake we made earlier. We should have a div here. Justify between. So that covers that. Then we have a div for the popover. Then we have a div for the mapping through everything else. We didn't style this div. Class name px2, pt2, and padding button 3. Okay, so that has been styled. Let's give this. Okay, this needs to be outside actually. This was inside. This should be outside on its own. Should have its own. Should stand alone. So I'm putting this here. Then styling for this one. So let's just put a border red 500 there. I'm going to refresh this page so maybe we could see some live action here. Okay, click on this. Still the same thing. So we can see that the popover is actually working. Close it, open. Looking for the div that covers through all of this. So if we can find the div that covers through this, so I'm just going to search for shadow. How many shadows do we have? We have 2 shadows, right? Um, shadow. Okay, so we have 1 shadow, 2 shadows. Now this shadow covers through this div, but I think it's supposed to cover through all of this here. Let's do that load. Okay, now it's bigger, so we know that it's kind of working. So we need to find out why all of these items are not loading, or why they're not wrapping through. Okay, so we know that this is working. Nav items. Do we have any hidden elements here? Okay, block. There will no space here. Okay, so let's look for more typos if we have any typos on this code. Text space. Let's give this border red 400. Okay, so we know that all these divs is coming up. So we now have to find out why exactly is this not popping out. So we're taking the item.name. So before we do that, let me just put random values here. If it prints out, I know it's printing out. Okay, so that's not the issue. So most likely the problem is maybe from, let's put here. Okay, that's popping out. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rewrite this, right? Since I know nav items work. Map item. I'm just going to give this a div, and I'll say item.name, and I'll say close the div and close this. So let's save it. So you can see it comes out. So I know that I just need to edit this. I'll put an A, I'll give it a key, and I'll say item.href plus item.name to make it more unique. So I'll just cut this class that we have created here and paste it here. All right, while deleting this one, cut out this line that we're not using, straighten it out, remove the borders that we use for debugging, remove our dummy text over there, and where else do we have our border? We have our border here, so remove that. Yeah, so we have this, right? Let's check. If I come here and I click on this, okay, this is supposed to be at this side and not under here. So I'll find out why that's happening. So I can see that it's probably in the same div as this, but it's supposed to be in the same div as this. So I look for where my close icon is. Close. Okay, I can see that here, and I can see that it's supposed to be in maybe in the same div as this. So let's try to move this up. Put this down. Put it here. Let's see, does that work? Yeah, that works. Amazing. So if I close this, open here, close this, open here. Yeah, so that's our navigation bar for mobile. So let's go back to our desktop view. So in the desktop view, we have, our basic nav bar here. And what I'm just going to do is ensure that, you know, um, it stays consistent. So let me come here. All right. What's the next thing we're going to do? We're going to build the remaining section. But in the meantime, let me get everyone here because the stream ended abruptly last time, and I'll try to get everyone on here. Just give me a minute. Okay, while that's loading up, let's just continue working on what we have. Okay, let's just continue working on what we have. So we have this here. Let's work on the remaining part of the hero page. Go over to our hero and remove this text over here. We don't need this text over here. We can just start working on the main give it a class name, and I'll say margin top is 16, margin inline is auto, margin max width is 7XL, and px 7XL, max width 7. Px is that's 4, smmt24. Right, we need an h1 tag, and I'd say class name is equals to text 4XL. Tracking types, our font should be extra bold, and our text should be gray 900. Then I'll say on small screen the text should be 5XL, medium screen and above should be text should be 6XL. So let's just give this a span and say, so there are actually two spans actually, and I'll explain why. Class name, but let's give this a text. Drive your business with. All right, so we can see the text we're styling. I'll say block. The space should be blocks, and on Excel screen, the space should be inline. Now, this is why we needed an extra span so that we could style the other part of the text. So I would say our class name. Um, the other part of the text is data-driven design. Data-driven design insights. Or yeah, so we don't have to put driven. Um, or we don't have to put design rather. So we start this differently by saying display should be block, text should be green. This is why we needed um this is why we needed the other div or the other span so that we give this and style this differently. So the span basically allows you to add containers of elements inline without having to make it start with a new line. That's one of the beautiful things about span. Then after our h1 tag, we need our p tags, and the p tag says optimize routes, enhance driver performance, and improve customer satisfaction with our advanced analytics. So to start this by saying class name, give me a minute. Okay, we're back. We should start this by saying class name. Um, okay, we're back. We start this by saying class name. Margin top should be 3, max width should be MD, and MX should be auto. Text should be base, that's the text size, and the text color should be gray, 500. SM, that's a small sizes, it should be text LG. The medium size, margin top should be 5. The medium size again, the text should be XL. On the medium size, the max width should be 3XL. Now we have that already styled. Then we need to create our buttons. So I'm going to just create a div. I'm not going to use buttons for this. We're just going to use links so that we can keep up with the standard approach. Class name, which is what we used to style in, we'll say empty is 5, max width will be MD, MX will be auto. The small size on small breakpoint, display should be flex, justify, center, MD, empty should be 8. Okay, now we need another div inside here. I'll say class name, rounded, MD shadow. All right. Now I'm going to create a link tag, href slash or let's use this here. This is fine. I'll say get started. Okay. Now we have to, look at how it looks, right? Because of this shadow. Now we have to start this by saying class name, and I'm going to ensure that the width is full. I'm going to ensure that it has the required styling. Class name width full, flex, item, center, justify, center, px8, py3, Border, we want our border to be transparent. Text base, font should be medium and rounded, should be MD. Okay, then text should be white. As you can see how it's being styled even as we are typing. Text should be white. BG should be M green 600. Cover should be when we hover on the background state, the background color should be M green 700, and the medium breakpoints are PY, and the medium breakpoints are PY should be PY is padding block should be 4, and the medium breakpoint text should be large as LG. The medium breakpoint padding inline should be 10 for this. So now we have this bright, amazing color over here. I love this green. I mean, I specifically chose that green when coming up with this. So we're just going to duplicate that over there because most of what we have is just basically duplicated. Normally this should be in the component, but let's just move with the flow. So I'm going to move an extra line here so that we have something a bit consistent. Move this extra line here. Delete this and duplicate this here. Okay. Now for this one, we're gonna give a margin top for 3. Rounded is TMD. Shadow it's SM MP0 SM. On the medium size, the margin left should be 3. So now we still have that aligned already. So that just aligns everything for us. What we have for this is actually what text we have here. Live demo. So live demo. Live demo. Okay. So one thing you notice here is that some things are different, and this is not this is the M hyphen green on hover states. One thing you would notice here is that for this here, our BG should be white. Our BG should be white, and our text normally should be M green 600. And when we hover, it should be hover right now. So what's happening when we hover? That's not what we want. When we hover on this, should be gray 500. Our PY um 5. Same thing remains. So we have this, we have this. So let's go here. This. So what's different here is what's actually the color of this hover state. BG gray 500. Do we have any hover state again? Let me see. This. Let's check justify center. Let's check why that's not. So let me remove this and see. Okay, so it should be 50, not 500. That's wonder why it's so thick. Yeah, it should be 50. Now we are seeing this here. So I'm just going to find out why we have that there. So if I remove this here, let me see what it looks like. Okay, so that's not it. Control Z. So probably something that has to do with here, maybe a typo or something. Do I have any margin? This should be MD and not MS. Yeah, it should be MD and not MS. Justify. Okay, that's justified. So we know. So here's how I go about debugging. I'll first put a border here. Border red 400. Okay, so I know that it has to do with something inside here and not here. So I'll put a border here again. Border blue 400. Let's see what pops up. So we know that in between this blue border and this red border, there is some discrepancy. All right. So I need to start looking for. I need to start looking for any discrepancies that we have. Where is shadow? Where is shadow? Where is shadow? Where is shadow? There's no shadow here. Is there shadow here? Okay, there's shadow here. So if I remove this shadow and I remove this border this, remove this, remove this. Okay. So what's happening now is that the um button looks so a bit bigger, a bit smaller rather. So I'm going to put my shadow here. Check this again. Max WMD MX Auto SM Flex. This should be SM actually, not Justify Center. MD MT8. Okay, okay, shadow. Maybe we'll come back to that why that's not aligning later on in the video. Okay, so we have this. So let me just go back here. So we are done with the main components of this page. Just straighten this out a bit. We need a div here. I'll cut this. I'll cut this. Paste this here. Give it a class name. Shading sm block sm absolute sm insert y0 sm h full sm w full. So that just to align things on the page. So okay, this would be for the other this will be for the other items we have for the page, the patterns. I'm just going to put that there. Control X, Control Z, is that here. But this needs an actual container over it. So I'm going to duplicate that and I'm going to style this. I'm going to style this and I'm going to say class name relative padding top should be 6, padding bottom should be 16, SM padding bottom should be 24 on a smaller screen size. So this is how this looks here. So now from what we can see here, this is aligned to this side, this aligns to this side. So basically, I think the text align was what we should work on. So for our text, we should have a text align here. Let me see what we have. For our text, we should have a text align, maybe text center or something. Yeah, we should have a text center here. So just style this here, class name text center. I don't know it's supposed to cover for this. Supposed to cover for this whole page actually. So just going to duplicate this here. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, now it looks centered. All right, so this is basically what we have for this. So now if we go to a if we go to a mobile section, we have this here. Click on this. Let me take this off. Okay, yeah. We have the popover. If I close it, it closes. If we click on the popover, it opens, closes, and I can just go back to our desktop view. So now we need to find out this button, why this button is not um you know moving up, or why is moving up rather. um uh let's see. Okay, so we have our margin top 5, margin max width, MX auto, SM flex, SM justify center, MD. Margin top should be 8, shadow should be rounded, the width should be full, flex item center, justify center, PX8, PY3, border transparent, text base, font medium, rounded MD, text white, BG, which is that, and this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to duplicate this here since I know exactly what I want. Yep. I'm going to copy this get started, paste the get started here, and I want my BG. I want my BG to be this. Um, yep. I want my text should be white. Where do we have text? Text white. Yep. And I'm going to delete this over here. Then I'll move this down, cut this, paste this down, format this well. So that's basically what we have for this. Then we can add our patterns if you want to add patterns. I have a so in this part we have this pattern here. We have this login. We have basically replicated this design. So it's time to add the pattern. I think what's different here is the size of this button. This looks okay. This should not be happening. For the hover state, I should come for this hover state. The hover state for this is just a lower version of this green, which is let's just say a darker version rather. So let's say 900. I don't know if 900 would be good. 900. Oh, we're starting the wrong one actually. This should be 900. Yeah, yeah, this looks more like it. So now for our patterns, you don't have to add this, but I just basically have a pattern already here. So I'm just going to paste it here. You can pause the video and grab this if you want. So we already started writing the divs for this, and basically we're done with this page, but I mean just to add a little bit styling, I'll say my div I'm going to import this here. So there are going to be two divs. The first div would have, okay, we haven't closed this, right? Yeah, we haven't closed this. Aha, look at how this looks, which is not what we want. The first div would be like the which is the parent div, right? The next one, parent is for the patterns. The next one would be, separating the patterns into their different parts of the screen. So I'll say class name relative, age should be full, max width should be 7XL, and MX should be auto. Okay, now we need another div key inside here, another div inside here. Say class name, I'll make my width 400 pixels and my height 780 pixels. That is forming shape. Absolute, make it absolute. Right should be full. Transform. I'll transform element. Translate y 1/4. Then translate on the x plane x 1/4. Okay, and on the last screen we want to translate x 1/2. Okay, so we have this here. So all we just need to do is duplicate what we have and duplicate this like this. It has the same, but this should be left. Then we should give this a negative translate, and it should take 3/4. The x plane should also be negative. That will still take 1/4. Now on MD, on the medium screens, we want to have a negative translate of y 1/2, and we want on the large screen we want to have a negative translate to x 1/2. Okay, so we have this here and here. So I'm going to take this out. So this is how the page looks after implementing all of this. So let me zoom in. This is how it looks on like a zoomed in angle. Let's look at it on mobile screens. If I click on this, it shows the mobile view here. I'll close it, click on show the mobile view. So that is the basics of how to come about a basic hero section page. Please like and subscribe if you like what you see, and I'll catch you on the next one.